Hello Collective, welcome to the channel. It is December 12th, 2025. Let's check in, see what storyline Spirit would like to share with us this afternoon. Storyline for the collective, please, Spirit. Storyline for the collective. All right. In the central energy. Page of Swords. In the challenge position. The Magician. In the subconscious. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Lost their opportunity. They made a bad investment in the recent past. Seven of Swords, fraud, trickster, theft, lies, intention and expectation, new beginning. They thought they were going to get a new beginning based on fraud. In the near future. Hermit in the reverse. They lost their way. They don't have any light on. They didn't do their research. The lens is being looked through. Two of Swords. Could be at a crossroads. Don't know what to do in the environment. Page of Cups. Love offer. Hopes and fears. Empress. And the outgoing energy. Strength in the reverse. Pride. Struggle. Disconnected. Disconnected. Disconnected because they've been working hard to abuse people in the territory, to abuse divine love. Love child, contracts, love child. They got a love child. Magician. Psycho. Won't let go. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They missed their chance. Rejected. Seven of Swords, trickery and fraud. Trickery and fraud. So they're hoping to get a new beginning by proposing to somebody, by having a love child. Karmic lesson. Lost their way. Trickster. Hermit in the reverse. They didn't do their research. They casted a fairy tale. They got caught in illusion. Two of Swords, difficult decisions. Pop the question. They got difficult decisions. Oh, well, who have I been spying on? Who is the best choice? So here he is, trying to pop the freaking question. Trying to get a contract based on fraud and trickery. Effed up over you. Hopes and fears, the Empress. They're not going to get their wish, or they don't want the Empress to get their wish. Strength in the reverse. Weakness. Raw emotion. Somebody may be trying to mess up your mind. That's exactly what this is. We got a freaking page out here doing mental magic. Fucking tired, man. I'm so sick of these entities. Pride, struggle. They're having an ego death over your spirituality. Weakness. They're in a downward spiral, or they want you in one. Heartbreak. Fed up, Heartbreak. You might be fed up with heartbreak. Somebody's running. They don't have the proper genetics. The DNA tells it all. You're free of these people who have been bumping heads with you and downloading your information. This is the iPhones where you kind of pair, you know. These people have been coming up, bumping heads and downloading all of your beautiful information and wearing it as though it belongs to them. Somebody's having a downward spiral. Heartbreak. Page of Swords. He's spying. He's spying. Messages. Love child. We have a love child. He's somebody's child. He could be the love child of a psycho magician that's refusing to let go. He might have a love child with a psycho magician. Earth. Love child of Earth. Vampiring the feminines of Earth. Challenged by a magician psycho. He won't let go. They're obsessed. Dreams. They're obsessed with effing people in the dream state. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Rejected. They've lost their opportunity. They've been rejected. They could be rejected by a love child of the earth for being a children of the night. Rejected children of the night. They don't have the proper genetics. They're not part of the family. This is one of those experiments, a psycho. They've been committing fraud, using marriage to commit fraud and download the wealth of people. They don't have the proper genetics. The wealth that the earth angels, the merchandise that the earth angels have been placed here with, it doesn't belong to them. They're not part of the family, but they've been siphoning it out and then tweaking the humanities genetics. You know, they're the perfect copy. Help me. Yeah, I love you. So what they do is they commit fraud. They say, I love you. Fraud and fraud. There's fraud and tricks. So that they then sacrifice the wife or the husband. The wife, that's a feminine, to this black hole soul, whoever this is, these dead people, these freaking lunatics. Yeah, they come in, they commit fraud, get a contract, which is a false freaking contract, smiling in your face, and then they sacrifice you. Now they have the intention of getting a new beginning. This is a karmic lesson. They've been sacrificing their, look, hunger, karmic lesson, hunger. They're coming to get you. Karmic lesson, they're coming to get you. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't help others. So, new beginning, karmic lesson, they're going to go be fed on because they fed their wife to this black hole soul, to this entity that's been eating the souls of our family. This page, these pages, these psycho magicians interfering in people's dreams, going in and targeting them, these children of the night. And then they go in and pop the question to sacrifice their beautiful earth angel to this thing. Now that's their turn. It's their turn to get fed on. They lost their way. The Hermit in the reverse. They did not do their research. This is an illusion. A phony trickster. In grief. Pet cemetery. They got the value of a dead man. They've been sacrificing beautiful earth angels to this thing. Using proper words of love. Using contracts, man. What is that? Honor you in sickness and in health. Be there for you. So now they got difficult decisions. Who are they going to pop the question to? Who are they going to sacrifice next? Trickster. A trickster clown. So we've got a page here. He's doing mental magic. This is a psycho, man. A psycho. They don't want to let go. They're doing magic. Trying to F up somebody's head. The head of an empress. Because they don't want her to have her wish. So this psycho is doing mental magic. Trying to F up somebody's head. And they want to come in. They want to what? They want to trick you with this connection you've got coming forth, Empress. They want to trick you. They want you effed up in the head so that you don't know who's who. They want to come in and offer a cup of love, effed up over you, boogeyman. They're calling up a freaking boogeyman to F up your head. So they want to offer new love. They want to pop the question. This is a trickster. Their intention is to F up your head with a phantom in the book, this sacrifice, this Empress. They don't want you to get your wish. They want to wear your face. They want to appear as you. This masculine. We've got strength in the reverse and spiritual ego death, downward spiral. Devil in the reverse. You're not friends with the devil. You're not building a friendship with the devil. Somebody is in chaos. They're having an ego death. They're in raw emotion. You don't have a friendship with the devil. You're not friends with the devil. You're not a devil. Experience. You know about the experiences that you've already done. You're suspicious about some celebration, some invite to a celebration. You're not taking the call because you know these family are from the other side and they're obsessed with getting out of here. These are animals who are obsessed with getting out of here. They want to film you having a terrible fate, getting eaten alive. I wouldn't doubt it. Hunger. They're hungry. But God said these are the new fodder, and, you know, despite what happens to the Empress, I don't think that these entities will be permitted to have her energy. You know, they might be able to F her up in the head, but they'll never get this energy back because they'll use it to hurt people, and God is aware of what they've been doing now. So even if something were to happen to her, they would not get the soul or the energy. There won't be any opportunity for a freaking marriage here. It's a fairy tale, an illusion. The pet cemetery is trying to come up with a fairy tale, an illusion. Dude, he's got to feed this beast he's loyal to. He's got to feed the beast. So we've got negotiations for new contracts. This is a love child of the earth. We've got communication. Communication. There's a magician, psycho, won't let go of the dreams. They won't let go of the consciousness. They won't let go of people's minds. They like to distract people with the dream state. They like to keep people distracted with their dreams. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, rejected. They missed their chance. Children of the night are being rejected. Ghosts, because they're ghosts. So you are rejecting the children of the night. You've got your freedom here. They're really upset. They want to wear your face. They want to be seen as you. They're really got red rum on the mind, 3D unaliving. They're talking about suicide. You know, they want to, what they really want to do is KID nap the original and just step in with the copycat and take over the identity. Trickery and fraud, I love you, and then sacrificing this. They're the people that love them and actually went into a contract thinking that they were being loved. They were just being targeted for a premeditated murder. That's what these men are. That's what they are. Premeditated, red rumming fuck artists. They fuck this, they fuck that, and they fuck up everybody's life because that's what they are. Excuse my language. They're rejected. They're a ghost. They got the value of a dead man. You got your freedom with that. So sick of them. Look, protected. So you're protected. Somebody is out here wanting to commit fraud. They want to say, oh, I love you. Let's get married, so that they can sacrifice you to this beast or whatever this is. You're protected. They were expecting to get a new beginning, but what they're getting is a karmic lesson with this hunger, with this thing. They're coming right at them. They gotta go feed this thing themselves. They're the ones who contracted with it. And then they're going and they're getting married to somebody else and forcing that somebody else who actually loves them and wanted to build a life with them to this thing. They're smiling in your face like a man. Ooh, let me take care of you forever, honey. And their intention is to feed you to this black freaking hole, this beast. Hunger, gifts. They feed on people to get the gifts. Like I mentioned earlier, it's this thing. As soon as they go bloop, and they contract or they bump heads or they come together, it's like bloop, everything that is yours is now theirs, and all they got to do is feed you to this thing and keep all of your good stuff, man. It's what they've been doing to people. The Hermit in the reverse, it's a fairy tale. They lost their way with this illusion. These pet cemetery bullshit artists are in grief. They're from the other side. They're ghosts. They don't actually have any life. They've been feeding the life that they've been marrying to the devil. And that's what they want to do now. They're scavengers. They're scavengers. These are pet cemetery entities. They're the dead. They're in an animated corpse. They need to sacrifice the actual living in order to gain life force energy. So there is a Two of Swords. It could be that they are being barred, or that they are at a crossroads and prohibited from popping the question because they are a trickster. A trickster scavenger. resistance in the reverse. They're not able to offer any resistance. So they're being barred. There's an avoidance. There's a deadlock, a stalemate, a stagnation with them popping the question because they're a trickster and they can't offer any resistance here. We've got a Page of Cups, a dreamer of love, effed up over you. We got the Book. They called up this freaking phantom here, wanting to come in and F up your head. That's exactly what this page did. An immature F-boy looking for a sacrifice. Risk. They're at risk. They're taking a risk. The Empress, hopes and fears. We've got Empress, wish in the reverse, and we have face. So somebody wants to wear your face. Somebody doesn't want you to get your wish. The Empress is not giving them their wish. Her scars have made her more beautiful. She's wearing her own face. They're trying to take her. There's no negative influences here. She's not under the influence of anything. Somebody doesn't have any strength. It's in the reverse. We've got some spiritual chaos maker going in a downward spiral. We've got friendship and devil in the reverse. So you're not going to deal with the devil. You're not a devil. You're not having friendship with the devil. You're not friends with the devil. Your friends are not the devil. They're having an ego death in a downward spiral. You're not friends with the devil. You don't want to be friends with the devil. They're dressing themselves up as spiritual, but they're not. They're the devil. They're trying to camouflage the fact that they're a devil, and they want to come in and be friends. This person is trying to disguise themselves as a spiritual person. They're going through an ego death. They don't have any strength here. So they're going to come in, try to disguise themselves as a friend, but it's an actual devil. They're having an ego death. They don't want you to know. They got to get a freaking contract with you. They need a sacrifice. It's just so heart-wrenching, you know? It's just so heart-wrenching that you got these men proposing to women with the full-on premeditated plan to unalive them and feed them to a devil. That's the kind of men that we have here in the world right now. And if they're not those kind of men, they're like sitting on the freaking couch all night long playing video games, and that's all they ever do. Their wife brings them freaking supper or whatever, you know. I don't know. I'm kind of pissed off right now because you got this page out there doing mental magic on people's minds. Trying to get a sacrifice. They want somebody in South Node so that they can make this stuff stick. Somebody's in a downward spiral because you're not dealing with the devil. You're not a devil. Direction. You're going in a new direction. You're not dealing with the devil. We're going in a new direction. There's no devil here. So somebody is in their raw emotion. They're having an ego death and in a downward spiral. We've got devil in the reverse. So like friendship, there won't be any devils regarding friendship anymore. No more devils messing around with friendship. Absolutely not. They're getting cut out. They're getting cut out. We're going in a new direction. We've got this page here, though. He's playing around with this boogeyman in this book. He's got a book, and he's calling forth a boogeyman, taking a risk. Playing with the over and back here. This routine, over and back, over and back. Go do a dirty deed in the shadows. Come back and pray to Daddy to protect them from retaliation. Oh, they're getting wrath. They're going to get abundance of wrath. An abundance of wrath, because this little golden nugget has found out everything they've been doing here with their stupid little marriage contracts, their little relationships. Yeah. And the warning lights, the warning sirens went off due to the history of what has been happening here. And the battle, there could be a battle off in the distance between these people who were eating on you, who were feeding on you, who were marrying you, committing themselves to you until death do we part. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, they're being released. They're being released out of the community because they're committed to an empty nest, to making certain that there not be any children into the future. They were eliminating generations. They were chemically castrating humanity. They're in grief here. They know, you know. They were pulling up all of your seeds. They were making sure that you couldn't plant any seeds. They didn't want any children born. They wanted to dominate everybody. They wanted to make sure that everything that came from you, they had control over, and they wanted to make sure that they didn't get any challengers. So they've been sucking the life out of the womb, out of the egg, even before it even hit the womb, like teamwork of trickery. And they've been watched. They've been watched. Now they're in anticipation and in fear over this anomaly, because they can't curse the anomaly anymore. They're trying to, but they're not able to. All the magic they're doing there is just rolling right off. And these people are going to be displaced. They're going to be evicted out, and they're going to be left alone. They're going to be left alone because you have grown and you have flown far above all of this mischief. You don't have to deal with it anymore. You don't have to deal with it. These people are still curious, and they're out there doing mental magic, and it is challenging. You know, it really is, especially, you know, because it affects the waters. It's like they do this weird frequency crap, which is why I say when that comes on, and I didn't do it today. And today I just kind of breathed into it and watched it while it was present and then moved on. But typically, you know, if it's really bad, it really helps to drink a lot of water and just kind of drink it until it's just pouring out of you, and so that you can replace the waters of your body, because they will put in these nasty frequencies that will make you want to cry. It'll affect your emotional body. So you really got to, that's why I feel it's important to drink water. But, you know, because you always have these stupid magicians out there trying to mess with the electrical system, the frequency of the body, so that they can tamper with the emotional body and the mental body and all of that other stuff. They have to destabilize you. And that begins with messing with the waters. You're 70% water. If they can pump in some kind of a frequency, say they're doing a sacrifice, or there's fear, there's gain, RAP or whatever, and they're taking this energy and they're pushing it in on you, you can feel the pain of it, the sorrow of it, you know, and you may feel really emotional as these jackass psychos are out here pushing this kind of crap in on you. They want you to be seen as though you are not stable. They want you to be affected by the chaos that they're pumping into your body and into your mind. As long as you know when these emotions rise and you feel yourself getting a little unstable, and there's really no reason in the world, in your life, why this should be happening, You know it's manipulation. It's these mental magicians, these psychotic, crazy men who won't let you go. This is all they have, is you. They're not spiritual. They're not religious. They're devils who make marriage contracts till death do we part so that they can then sacrifice you to this damn devil. That's what they've been doing. Many of you, and I've had that. Like there was one where the guy, whatever the hell, entity presenting as a man, took me to a pond after our wedding or whatever and drowned me there. And everything went black. Sons of bitches have been freaking murdering us after these vows over and over and over again. Apparently, according to this curator, they've burned us many times as seers, as oracles, as prophets and prophetesses. They've burned us, trying to sear our seer out of us. Anybody who asks me for that curator, please, you know, it's so sick. He can mimic pleading very well because he's been listening to our family plead for mercy for centuries. He can mimic it real well. Perfect acting job. Probably cry on a whim too. They're nearly exact duplicates, like it was stated in that Body Snatchers movie, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. These people are exact duplicates, except that they don't feel anything for us. They just are here to feed and to present themselves as us according to God. They're psycho crazy. They don't have empathy. This is who they are. This is them. And they come in and ask for this. Hey, can I marry you till death do us part? Oh yeah, honey. Oh yeah. And then like right down the road, you're sacrificed to this freaking demon. Thanks, honey. They got this whole big payout now. The apple. Feeding on the apple. The apples of earth. The daughters of Eden. Somebody may be trying to communicate, or maybe you are communicating. Maybe you are the love child, a love child of the Most High Father on this earth, and you had a contract. The truth, you had a contract, and they did this to you. So you got a magician here. They're a psycho in the dream state. They're trying to cause distraction, but you are firm here. They're trying to cause you distraction, but you're wide awake. You know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to sacrifice another apple, another one of God's daughters of Eden. You know what they're doing. They're in an Ace of Pentacles reverse. They don't have anything. They're being rejected. This is a ghost. They have a value of a dead man. This is a children of the night. This is one of those midnight gremlins, and you have your freedom. The apple has their freedom. You are the apple. You're a daughter of Eden, of the earth, a love child of the earth. And now you got your freedom here. You're wide awake. You know exactly. You got your freedom from this uninvited guest. This children of the night, these ghosts, these uninvited guests, it was forbidden. They weren't supposed to be here having contracts like this. They're dead. They came up here in their animated corpse to gain a contract so that they could sacrifice a living soul into the devilish realm so that they could be up here pretending as though they are you. Because they've just inherited everything that you are. Bump, 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 bump. They've downloaded everything that you are, and they can present at themselves just like you. That's what this curator said. They get a relationship, and they consume, and they become just like. And that's how they've been doing it. It's a forbidden thing. You're protected. You have protection from this fraud. It could be that they've been sacrificing you in order to gain protection from God. But God now knows that what these people been doing. They've been sacrificing the little babies. Like they've been coming to present themselves to people in these other spaces. I've heard. I can't really see. But I heard somebody say they ate their own. They don't deserve to be covered by them. They've been eating their own innocent little babies and then presenting themselves as pure, loving, God-like people. So you're protected from this trash, this worthless trash. This worthless trash wanted to be covered by you. So they needed a sacrifice so that they could get protection because they are worthless trash. They were sacrificing their wives so that they could get protection because they're trash. They're worthless rats. I hope all the, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, I hope they're all released, and I hope all you little rats are getting chewed on. Big time. Oh, I hope all the little kitties are eating all the little trash rats. I hope you're getting swatted around a little bit. Psycho freaking rat. Psycho freaking rat. Psycho freaking rat. Getting a marriage contract just so you can sacrifice them to the devil for protection. You're trash. You wanted a new beginning while she suffered in hell. You ate her. You consumed her for the gifts. That was their intention. They were going to consume her for her gifts. That's what they've been doing. The apple. Silence. They wanted to keep you silent. They did not want you to be heard. All these men wanted to dress up in the gifts of their wife that they own through contract and sacrifice. All of the daughters of Eden were vampired. The Hermit is in the reverse. They lost their way in this fairy tale. There is an illusion. Trickster here. You're very firm. This pet cemetery dead thing is in grief. This scavenger is in grief. Mystery, unknown, confusion, illusion. Two of Swords, pop the question. Trickster, no resistance. Run away. Run away. They may be trying to run away. This trickster with these marriage vows. Look at him. Freaking nasty clown. The trickster with the marriage vows. Offering no resistance. They can't resist. They can't fight it. They gotta run. They gotta run. Page of Cups, effed up over you. Book, there's a shadow demon. A boogeyman is there. They're at risk, or they wanted you at risk, which is why they're doing mental magic. They want to throw you into South Node, and then they want to stick this phantom from the devil on you. So it's really important when you start having negative thoughts going through the mind, just recognize right away that it's more than likely an interference. This page is offering new love. They're effed up. or they want you effed up. They're doing this. They're calling up a phantom on you. They're taking a risk. They're taking a damn risk. They want to be seen as you. Unfinished business. Unfinished business. Over and back. They go in to do the sacrifice and then they come out looking all pure. The Empress. Wish in the reverse face. So the Empress is here. We've got wish in the reverse. Somebody's not getting their wish. It could be the Empress isn't getting her wish, or somebody, we got face. Somebody's not getting their wish. We got face. And we've got influence in the reverse. They wanted this Empress. They wanted to sacrifice this Empress. They're not getting their wish. Her scars make her more beautiful. She's not a negative influence. She's not buying into the negative influence. They can't stick it to her. Oh, they're going to be messed up over this one. They're going to be real messed up over this one. They took a chance. The Empress is here. They're not getting what they wish. She's wearing her face. Her scars make her more beautiful. These people, they can't wear her scars. Centuries of sacrifices these people have been doing on her, and they don't possess her scars. She's not a negative influence. She's never done anything to anybody, except all she's done is serve people and process their guilt, their blame, their shame. Clown. So she's not under the influence of this clown. They're not getting their wish. She's not under the influence of this clown. She's not influenced by this clown. They took a risk. They sent out this phantom. They called up this book, this thing. They called up this thing. They took a risk. They wanted to make a sacrifice so that they could seem pure. They wanted to wear the face of this Empress. She's not influenced by this clown. We've got strength in the reverse, and somebody's in a downward spiral. Devil in the reverse, and friendship. New direction. Mirror. There's a new direction for the mirror. There's a new direction for the reflection. You're not dealing with any devils. You're not going to have any friendships with the devils. You're going in a new direction, or there's a new direction for this mirror. Miss you. Empty room. There's nobody there to sacrifice for finances or sixth sense anymore. These are toxic attachments. They're addicted to to your crown. They're addicted to wearing your crown. But you've discovered the hidden truths, and there's divine timing here as far as communication records and everything that has been said, everything that has been done, and the roll of the dice that the snake has been doing. They've been gambling with you and your life. And they're in eternal regret because divine intervention is here. You're fiercely independent. You're ascending. And there may be an encounter soon. You have, it could be that you're letting go of the key people in this betrayal, in this marriage vow betrayal of the sacred union. Yep. They're going to get what they deserve. They're going to get what they deserve. it ain't you. It's not you. This trash has been protecting themselves by sacrificing the purity of their wife or their husband and cloaking in their energy. We've got two people here in the environment. This Page of Cups is called up the boogeyman to try to F up your head. Took a risk trying to sacrifice this Empress. You're going to get exactly what they deserve. Divorce. Divorce. They're getting divorced. They're experiencing a breakup. This psycho magician, all these psycho magicians and their little copycat hoe bags, yeah, they won't let go. They don't want to let go. But you are firm and you are clear-minded in this distraction. They're trying to distract you in your dreams, but you are firm and wide awake. They're trying to cast love spells here. This psycho. They're trying to do things in the dream space, trying to cast a love spell. But you're wide awake. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They made a bad investment. You've rejected them. These are ghosts, children of the night. You've got your freedom from the uninvited guest. They may have an accident. They took a gamble. They gambled you. Trickery and fraud. Oh, I love you. Let's get married. Oh, so that this trash could appear protected wearing your energy. All contracts should be looked at. All members of those contracts should be looked at. Many of these marriages are not with the one that was contracted with. Whoever is presenting as that wife or husband or whatever is not the original. They're the replacement, wearing the energy of. We got confession. Confession of a white. Well, I was going to say white trash because that's what they usually call people who live in mobile home parks, but whatever. We got trash, worthless trash. Worthless trash is making a confession. Could be that you are protected from this sacrifice. Some jackass tried to make a freaking proposal. Narcissist. A narcissist. So they were wanting a new beginning and they wanted to trade it for their karmic lesson. They wanted you to go through the other loop. They wanted their trash. They married somebody who wasn't trash and then sacrificed him so that they could be seen as somebody who's not trash while they continue to rape and steal and act like a little whore. Yeah. Feeding on the one who actually had spiritual gifts. Clairs. These men, they don't have clairs. They don't have access to clairs. These men that speak so vile of prostituting people and red rumming people and ooiciding people and using medicines as gateways, as portals, as freaking connectors and bridges to the minds and the bodies of people. They don't have clairs. These are not their clairs. They're dressed up in the clairs of people that they've sacrificed. And they do it to keep you silent. They do it because they don't want you to speak. So they feed on you. They don't want you to speak. They don't want you to tell people with your gifts what they're doing. So they sacrifice you, claim your gifts, and then use these as they want. And they don't ever wake up anybody. They vilify it. They burn you at the stake for being a witch. So they sacrifice you to the devil and then burn you. That's what they've done many times. The curator said about one in particular. And I know it's been many. Well, now you're here, speaking loud and clear. Probably single and celibate for a long time because you knew about this. It's been a long time, cycle after cycle after cycle of abuse. And if you haven't sold your soul or contracted with them yet, you're probably a big target right now with this mental magic, with these phantoms that they're calling up out of their books. The Hermit in the reverse. They lost their way. They want you to lose your way. They lost their way doing this phony trickster stuff with these illusions. They're in grief. They're the pet cemetery. They're in grief. These are scavengers. They're confused. It's a mystery. They're confused about you. They're in grief about you. They've been feeding on you. They're having challenges. They're confused. Why is it so challenging? This has been going on for centuries. Well, because you lived, you survived long periods of abuse, torture. And God resurrected you. And found out all this information. Now we got people wanting to run away, but they want your forgiveness. It's like, oh no, they got to stay away. The page is calling up this boogeyman with he and his little girlfriend. They want to sacrifice this Empress so that they can appear pure and holy. They're taking a risk. They called up the phantom. They might have messed up your head earlier. You might have had some really negative thoughts earlier because of this. Back and forth, baggage. And no, now is not the right time. They took a risk. No, it didn't work. The Empress is here. They're not getting their wish. She still is wearing her face. All of her scars, all of these beautiful scars, they're trying right now. I can feel it. They've been trying to do this cutting for the last 2 days. You're not under the influence of the clown or their performance. They're moving. They're moving. You might be moving. You might be moving within timelines. You're not under the influence of this clown. They might be changing residence. Strength in the reverse. Somebody's going through an ego death. We've got friendship and then devil in the reverse. It could be that your friends are flipping this devil back into the south node where they belong. We're going in a new direction with this mirror. Yeah. Yep. So these third-party enemies who've been sabotaging people with these marriage contracts and then sacrificing them and enjoying life on the hog while they enjoy the gifts and the house and the wealth that never ever belonged to them. They never ever earned it. They never earned it. They're going in a new direction. No more devils. No more devils are going to be here as friends. We're going in a new direction that these mirrors sabotage themselves. They're going to go. They're going to be back. They're going back to a far distant place. They're going back. Way, way back. Water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces is patient, or should be, using caution, because there are gold diggers out here everywhere. And so you're telling them to move on down the road, because you know that these are liars just looking to get on your destined path. Don't be signing any contracts, man. Don't be getting pregnant. They want a love child so that they can So that's what they've been doing. They've been sacrificing the people with clairs. Boop, boop. They've been downloading all your information into their vessel. They've been pretending we can become just like her, says the curator, if they can consume you. It requires a relationship in order to download all your information and take it on as their own. And then they sacrifice you and feed upon you and take advantage of all of your gifts while you're kept silent. And the narcissist dresses themselves up as though all of these beautiful gifts naturally belonged to them. And none of them ever did. These psycho babblers out there talking about this horrendous prostitution and suicide and all this other kind of crap, red rumming, those clairs are not theirs. They're not holy. They don't have the right to these gifts that the Most High God bestowed upon somebody that they fraudulently contracted with and then downloaded after they sacrificed them. These men are trash, and they have nothing to offer the world except trash. They treat everybody like trash, especially these women who have these beautiful clairs. You know, they want to silence the woman. This narcissist says, be quiet. These are her gifts. And they've been dressing up their trollop in these beautiful divine feminine's gifts. And then just out there willy-nilly being a little orgy whore, you know, and all this stuff. And God's like, what's going on with my apples? What's going on with my family tree, my daughters of Eden? Well, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. They like to pretend. They don't want to be real. They don't want to earn their way in life. They want the woman to, she owes it. And then you've got their copycats. This person, she's so mad, I'm going to make you pay, she tells you. I'll never forget the sound of her when she said, when they first came through and they got rid of all of those who basically, they had no light. They were just vampiring people. They picked them up all out of here. And this woman was attacking me unseen, saying how she was going to make me pay. And I'm like, what the hell are you even talking about? I'm like, you know, this person who's been making me pay and many of you pay for their karmic debt for centuries. Whatever family this is, whatever tribe this is, that's been making me pay, I don't know. They're trash is what they are. They're trash. Rats. And there's no love in them. And there's no love for love. No love. No love. Freaking divorce. No love. No love for this Page of Swords. Page of Swords is spying on the love child of the Most High God. The apple of God's eye coming from his tree that they were not supposed to eat. That page is getting divorced out of this system. This is a psycho magician doing love spells. They're trying to get at you in your dreams. They're trying to distract you, but you are firm. You're firm and you're doing your self-care work. You're managing yourself well. While you have all these little rats trying to disturb you with their little phantoms that they're calling up out of their little magic books. They're trying to distract you and you are firm. So Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, they gambled you and they lost you. They're being rejected. These are ghosts. Children of the night, you have your freedom from the uninvited guests. These children of the night, these uninvited guests, these things inhabiting animated corpses, going around having intimate relations with people, offering rings and such, downloading data, and then we're the same, yay! And then they feed you to the devil. so that they can have your gifts and keep you silent. They don't want you heard. They don't want you telling the people what it is you know and what you're discovering about them. Uninvited guest, martyr. You're free. You've got your freedom. It could be that this uninvited guest martyred you, or it could just be that you are free of this uninvited guest martyring you. It's done. It's over. They're not going to be unaliving you anymore. There's a big change going on here. This trickster fraud that has been offering contracts of marriage simply so they can sacrifice you to this devil and be protected by your energy, appear as though your gifts belong to them because they've copied everything that you are. They've downloaded your iPhone into their iPhone and boom, they're just like you. They're trash. This is a trash rat and they're making confessions. Messenger, confession, message. Somebody wants to say something. Somebody has told something. Some trash wants to be protected. Maybe you are protected. Oh, they're worthless. Somebody may have tried to, whoever this was that did this to you in the past, they're getting something happening. We got a new beginning. This narcissist has been getting new beginnings by downloading their karmic debt into you and then uploading your karmic reward or dharma reward. The karmic lesson is they've been feeding on you and your gifts, this narcissist, and just to keep you silent. They don't have any gifts. These clairs are not theirs. They belong to their sacrificed victims. They're premeditated red rum victims. Location. Silence. They wanted to keep you hidden. They wanted you under the table. They wanted you silenced, and you were. For centuries, this is what they've been doing. And they may be trying to do that now. In the recent past, they may have made an offer in the dream space of this, I love you, let's get married, this love spell thing. You rejected them. Their intention was to be protected by your energy and to steal your gifts and feed on you for eternity or whatever. We got the Hermit here in the reverse, so they have no light on. They did not do their research. We've got a fairy tale. It was a phony trickster illusion. These Pet Cemetery people are in grief. They are scavengers. They might be scavenging. They might be hungry. They might be dumpster diving. This is a mystery. What happened? They're confused. They're having challenges and things are changing. They're having challenges with this change. The change is they have no rights. They have no rights. They've been devouring and feeding on the feminine, on the divine feminine, on the mother figure, and all of her aspects. They've been abusing the children, doing the same things. These narcissists trying to keep you psychics, you prophets, you telepaths, separated from the Most High God and in a state of suffering so that you were never, ever, ever going to be a challenge. Two of Swords, deadlock. Pop the question. Difficult decisions. Pop the question. Trickster. Resistance in the reverse. Run away. Communicate. Compromise. Forgive. Work it out. Ouija board in the reverse. No, we're not working with any of them. Nope, they can't resist. They have the value of dead man. It could be that somebody is trying to run away from spirits in the Ouija board, or maybe these people from the other side are running away. They can't resist. They don't have any protection. They're no longer covered by the sacrifice of the apple, of the divine, of the Empress. Page of Cups. New love, looking for new love. Effed up over you. They might be effed up over you. They called up a boogeyman, a phantom from their little magic book, and they took a risk. They're at risk. Because no, it's not the right time. It's not over. They did this. They tried to sacrifice this Empress so that they could dress up in her energy and be seen as her. And now this female, whatever, is effed up in her head. Could be the masculine too. Take it as it resonates. We've got the Empress here, and we've got wish in the reverse. Somebody's not getting their wish. The Empress is right here. They didn't get their wish. She's still wearing her face, and all of her scars prove who she is, and she's more beautiful now than ever. She is not under the influence of this clown. She might even be laughing at them. We've got moving. There's a change in residence. The clown is moving. The clown is moving. Changing their residence. They're not getting what they wish. The Empress is still wearing her face. Spiritual throne. Changing residence. She's not under the influence of this clown. She is seated on her spiritual throne. She is moving. Or they were moving, or the clown is moving. They're not getting what they wish. This Empress is on the spiritual throne, and they're out of here. They're getting evicted. They're getting evicted. They're not in. They don't have any strength. Strength is in the reverse. They're in their emotions. They're having an ego death, going in a downward spiral. There will be no devils here as friends in the future. We're going in a new direction. This mirror, this triangular saboteur, false contract, ho daddy, ho mama business. We're going in a new direction. They're going in a new direction. They're leaving is what they're doing. Congratulations. Congratulations. The mirror is a saboteur. You're going in a new direction. We're not friends with the devil anymore. We're not going to contract with them. We're not going to feed them. They're not going to gain any more freaking marriage contracts. We've got, look, you're in the limelight, or you've brought this tribe into the limelight. You have shined a light on this tribe that's been doing this for profit for a long time. They're so angry, these unseen women. It's mine. The money's mine. Ew. That's what happened with some freaking Renee, whatever the hell. Got mad. I never met this person. They kind of look like me, but I don't even know when. So anyway, this person got real mad, attacked me, told me that I was mental because they're pulling up the boogeyman, trying to attack me. So they got on, they made the statement that I was messed up in the head, and then I had a mental attack. And then I heard the unseen say, you paid money to a sorcerer, and they're like, and they were trying to defend themselves. They were trying to list off all the reasons why I didn't deserve what I was getting, why they deserved it more. And I'm like, I don't even know who this person is. They have nothing to do with my life. Why are they messing around here? So anyway, they might be messed up in the head. It's a triangular bullshit artist trying to mirror somebody they don't even know. And they got a really bad attitude. And they're paying money to sorcerers to try to F up somebody's head. It's so childish and sick. So we've got time, hardship, defense. Perfection, you didn't take any shortcuts. You did it just like you were supposed to do it. You did the work. You did the work. You did the work, and you had somebody out here paying big money to sorcerers and the root workers and the hexes and vexes and voodoo and whatever, you know. They didn't want you speaking the truth. The truth is that you got a lot of feral people out there that have been gaining contracts with God's daughters and sons and then sacrificing them to the devil. Once they do that, boop, 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 the iPhone pairing, All that you are is now me. Yay! And then they get rid of you and replace you with a copycat. The apples. They take the wisdom, the sexuality, the vibrancy, the fruit. You are the fruit of God's tree. The daughters of Eden and the sons. I'm sure there were some, but you know, in history. And then you got all these little jackasses. And look, we got simp. So you got a simp here. This is a page of swords. Spying on the love child, the daughter of the Most High God, a beloved child of the earth, the daughters of Eden. They are being divorced out because this is a simp doing the most for somebody who cares the least. There's no love in them. They're trying to communicate with this magic. They're doing a love spell. This is a psycho. They don't want to let go. They're attacking you in your dreams with this love spell, trying to gain a contract in your dream state, which they will never honor in the 3D. That's how they do it. If you have a masturbation dream or a sex dream, wake yourself up and say no. No, freaking no. You are very firm here. You're taking care of yourself. You appreciate yourself. You're not desperate for this stupid contract. They've left you alone for so many lifetimes. It just doesn't matter because what you see now is this vile, disgusting mess. At least that's what I see. You might see it differently. I see this vile, disgusting mess. I see these masculines saying, hey, can I have this? Because they're loyal to the devil. So they go out, they get a contract, and they sacrifice their effing wife to the devil. All they got to do is get the relationship, get the contract, pair the phones, and all of you is now all of me, and you can go away. And that's what they do. That's what they've been doing. So we've got this trash is making a confession. There's a messenger here. This is a simp doing the very most for somebody who cares the very least. They were hoping to get a new beginning. But what they're getting is a karmic lesson. They're the new fodder. They've been eating on these daughters of Eden, and they've been tapping into their gifts, stealing their intellectual property, silencing the apple, silencing the daughter, refusing to let her speak. Giving it instead to a trashy little freaking hoe bag, calling up phantoms in the world, creating monsters, effing people up in the head, because that's what they do. They sacrifice the true daughter, and then they replace it with this foulness while they silence you. Well, I'm not silent. This is not a freaking billionaire status. This is, they have no value. They have no value. They got foul things coming out of their mouth because that's all that's inside of them. They lost their way in this stupid fairy tale. This is a pet cemetery in grief. Oh, they're just a child. They're just a child in a man suit or whatever. They're in grief. They're a freaking low vibrational spirit. Trickster that was forbidden to be here, but they were given suits, they were given bodies, they were given gifts that did not belong to them. So they were like given a body. All they got to do is come up and sacrifice an apple. Go eat the apple. Go eat the apple. Go eat the freaking apple. The actual guy getting the contract, the actual girl that's replacing, and they sacrifice the freaking Empress. Oh, I'm going to go be the Empress. We're going to get her gifts, and we're going to pretend like we're God's chosen people, and we're going to have all these beautiful clairs, and we're going to go fuck people up in the mind because we're so great. We're like gods and goddesses. Snack. Snack. Now there's a change. They're challenged because they are the new snack. They got to go feed this thing. Or somebody. The devil is in the reverse. So I don't know who's snacking on the devil. Somebody's snacking on the devil. God said they were the new fodder. God said they were the new fodder. Wow, I didn't even pull any cards for these. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, so this is a fashion witch. It's a fashion witch doing love spells. This is a psycho magician doing love spells, trying to tap into your dream space. All they got to do is get your energy and your permission in the dream space. And that's why I think humanity is in such a bad state. Because we got people, human beings, that go to bed to get rested so they can get up and go to their job in the morning. And in that space and time, we've got these children of the night coming in and giving you a wet dream, a masturbation dream. And in that space, I saw it. There was a guy there that was trying to get me to masturbate in the dream space. I was standing with him before this judge or this whatever, and they were trying to get me to release orgasmic energy right there so that they could claim there was a marriage. That, I guess, is their consummation. But so these jackwagons have been over there in the dream space marrying people from wet dreams. What you think is just a wet dream, now you're bound to some idiot in the freaking 4D doing love spells and magic tricks and orgasm, you know, these freaking masturbation dreams and whatnot. It's sick. So they can get a status of privilege by sacrificing an apple. And then they can come up and just spew their vile, malice-filled, disgusting energy at you. It's mine, it's all mine, you bitch. And here you are, this beautiful Empress, and you're like, who the hell are you? Why are you in my face? I have no idea who you are. This is so sick, man. It's like, who are you? And why are you insinuating that you know my life and you know what I've done and you know anything about me at all? These people, they're doing this stuff in the dream space and they feel like they know you and you don't have any idea who these people are. They're unseen, invisible ghosts, children of the night. They wake you up in the midnight hour. They've been doing that to me for over 20 years. I haven't slept well in over 20 years because of these people. Black squares doing the very least to gain the very most. Tricksters, spirits running away. Pop the question. Trickster, no resistance. Compromise, forgive, work it out. Absolutely not. We got a page here. Looking for love. Effed up over you. We got the boogeyman, the phantom they called up out of the little magic book is chasing them down. And it's back and forth, back and forth. They are at risk because no, it's not the right time. They've been spreading rumors. No, it's not the right time. They didn't get all the information. This Empress is right here. She's all in her, what she is. They're not getting their wish. She is wearing her own face. All of her scars prove who she is. And this little nasty wanting to dress up in the energy and wear the gifts, she has no scarring. She has no scarring, proving the path that had been walked. And overcome. They have no strength. All they have is illusion. They're told to stay in their own damn lane. They're moving. You're on your spiritual throne. They're moving. You are not under the influence of this clown. They are just sitting here trying to perform. But you're not under the influence of that clown. You are the Empress. They're not getting their wish. You are wearing your face, and your scars make you so much more beautiful. You're not under the influence of this clown, this performer. They have to move. You're on your spiritual throne. They have to move. They have to stay in their own damn lane. They're in strength reversed. All up in their pride and their raw emotion. They're going through a downward spiral, an ego death. They're having chaos because you We're not friends with the devil. There won't be any devils here. No devils are allowed to stay here. They gotta move on down the road. We're going in a new direction when it comes to friendship. These people who have been mirroring, these triangular, hoe bags, whatever, they've been getting into the energy and then sacrificing good people to the devil so that they can, I'm just like you. Yes, I'm just like you. Oh, yeah, I'm just like you. No, you're not. You got a black-filled soul, if you even have a soul. You're full of malice. You could never, ever be or accrue or develop or create what this apple creates. Never, ever could you ever be that. Never. Because you're a trickster, phantom, boogeyman. This is what you are. It's right here. It's right here, man. You tried to sacrifice a freaking legend. You tried to dress yourself up as a legend. So you got congratulations. We're going in a new direction with this mirror business of this triangular disgusting sex business, this jealous business. Congratulations. The jealous troll shadow demon has been revealed by the oracle. They're feral and they're triggered by this influencer. They trauma bonded with the starseed, and now the starseed is like so they must have been love bombed by a narcissist, but they took care of themselves. And now this cult leader thinks they're a bitch because they're a vampire. And they're being warned about this legend. They could have been warned. And now this empath is telling them to go F themselves. And this unicorn is taking the land back. Rainbow covenant and all. That's the message. I'll see you on the next one.